Alright, what's good? We're here for, I think, episode 14? Jesus Christ, episode 14 of the Phoenix Wright DLC. In the last episode, I had to stop early, but now it's the next day. So let's get right into it, starting with the trial.
Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Aji, been back to the pool yet?
No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work.
Ha! That's a good one. Don't think I can top that.
If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Oh, we're gonna find out his proposal.
Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
She wants to do what? That's a terrible idea.
Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
What the fuck does he have to say? What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. What? No! I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana, but you didn't, though. That's not what happened. Yeah, objection. You can't. Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But, Lana, you can't just fire me. Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening. It appears the time for a verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Objection! One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth! The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature.
Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut,
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
What?
Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy.
I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Hold it. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Worthy, you'll live to regret this. Mark my words.
Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. It's like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Dude, that's crazy. Edgeworth really said, fuck you. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is Emma Skye. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator.
2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is that correct?
Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about all that, though.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. Sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear's finally begun. It's time to learn the truth behind this trial. Find the contradictions. Uncover the truth.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I have no fucking idea. I think I just had to press everything. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yes, she was second in command under then Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Sky used to be quite the pair.
I believe they shared the same office.
That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too.
The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day.
Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
Okay. It helps me with nothing. A man.
Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer.
Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest.
When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right?
Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office.
There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him.
What was the prosecutor doing there? That day, there were 2 people present during Dark's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went straight into the questioning room after the ceremony.
I assume that would also be why he was first to run after Dark.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was as good as dead.
And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in.
I don't clearly remember what happened then, but...
Hold it. Can you tell us about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. Just then, the lights went out.
The lights!
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out.
Wait a minute! If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image in the scene of my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Goodman, the victim. So you spoke to Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago?
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw?
Yes, but at the time the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
A picture? Yeah, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough?
No, hold on. This picture the witness drew, I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony?
Oh, it seems to have been lost. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not, Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet, you would insist on denying its existence. Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is, as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold.
This is the evidence list for the SO9 incident.
Please turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn over. Oh, what's this?
Yes, what is that?
Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew.
Indeed. 2 men appear to be wrestling here.
Objection. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list.
These lists, they're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What? Oh, he big mad. Oh, he big mad.
Order! Order! But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor.
Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head.
The evidence list was torn in half. There might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's possible. Let's see.
Is something wrong?
You didn't have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing.
That's that thing? That thing that was dancing in the evidence room.
Clearly, this is an act of vandalism. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. He was out of scrap paper.
Very well, witness. Will you please testify about the picture you drew 2 years ago?
Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Interesting.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
Huh. Interesting.
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image into your mind.
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
I wonder if... No, never mind. Let's just press everything first. You draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock I couldn't do anything.
During the time the investigation team was reorganized, Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind.
Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture's painted all black?
Flash of lightning so bright. So at the time you didn't even know who it was Mr. Marshall who'd come to your rescue?
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright that I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor?
Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed.
Poor Emma, I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I'm sorry.
Objection. The trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. I missed the first part. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here.
Anyway, this picture.
Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, this is the exact scene.
It wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives? Objection. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. I better watch out, or you might find some way to cut my salary.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Oh, well... It's strange. She claims it's exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet there's a contradiction here. What's the contradiction? Oh, stabbed in the back. Oh. This is why you read your fucking evidence, bro. I hate to be... I was sitting there like, what? I know there's something. I've played this game before. I just don't know what. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it'd be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us.
What part of the picture contradicts the autopsy report? It's the fact that he's right there. Is this part here? What? What the fuck? Let me save, I guess, so I don't fuck it up again. It's clearly the fact that... Am I nuts? Oh, if you look close, you can see the tip is broken. Wait. Oh, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. The victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. I thought it was going to be because he was stabbed in the front and he's facing front. What?
Oh, what's the meaning of this?
Objection. Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right, but objection. The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. Objection.
That's why I asked her so many times. She was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Objection! Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already about a little something called falsified evidence?
You're treading on thin ice, right?
All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility.
No. Order! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It's my belief that somewhere in this story there's a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife.
If that's true, there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
Another broken knife besides Joe Dark? Could there really have been one? The witness is adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, then it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error.
Mr. Wright.
In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this, the real murder weapon. It's gotta be the... Hold on, give me a second. Let me just be 100% sure. You know, it's not that. It's gotta be. If anything's broken here, it's you. Huh?
I'm sure this must be very...
Wait, what? What? No, hold on, this is horseshit. That's the other broken knife, you ass. Oh, don't tell me. Fuck you. Fuck you for that. You're such an ass, bro.
The answer lies in the... I almost did the judge voice. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. Oh, you need the picture to prove it. I guess that makes sense. This is a picture of the award ceremony. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor Marshall's holding. Are you saying...
That's a broken knife.
As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawings was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. There's no way that's how that happened.
Order, order, order!
Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shielded knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out his knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. Objection, but that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh, and that's why he was saying his brother would never lose a fight.
But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
That's true, what's going on here? Oh, you know what? Oh, shit. Okay, listen. We know that Joe Dark was a murderer. That's obvious. I mean, bro's name is literally Joe Dark with an E, bro. But, hear me out. Gant killed him. Gant killed him, bro. Oh my god. It seems Mr. Wright's been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Who said hold it?
Hold it! Wait, I remember now. I remember everything.
Witness!
Mr. Edgeworth,
What is it?
could you show me your evidence list again, please?
This list. This one right here.
I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What? You drew that?
That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture.
What?
All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part deep away inside of me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honor.
The Blue Badger? I don't think it's really the Blue Badger. What the fuck is she talking about?
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the Blue Badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
What?
This is certainly most unusual.
Objection. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hasn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Hold it. Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further. Lana.
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky, we've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
Damn. Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. We're gonna figure this shit out right here, right now, dude. Okay, so hold on. Saw the man raise his knife, panicked and rushed. Well, let me just press everything, because that's been giving me good results. When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark?
Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think?
All I can really see were shadows.
The power outrage, the power outage, outrage, that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports.
So then you...
Rush towards both. Damn. Stands on business. Why would you do something so dangerous?
What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall.
She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I've got to help that other person.
Okay. What do you mean you think?
It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. It's all kind of a blur.
Miss Sky was almost killed before she was about to witness a murder. Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation's only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next?
Are you sure about that?
Of course, see? I even drew a picture of him here.
But it was the chief of detectives who thought up that hideous beast. And that was just this year. The Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable.
I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling I'd seen him somewhere before. Now I finally remember.
Oh, brother. Just when you thought this thing had caused enough commotion.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
He wasn't in the room, but you saw his shadow. His shadow? So you didn't actually see his face with his winning smile?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
Objection. This is pointless. The thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. That may well be. But what's important here is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation. If so, then by all means, tell us what this shadow really was. Who is the Blue Badger? I just might know. The Blue Badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma saw this picture, yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the Blue Badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright!
In this room? Well, Mr. Wright, what is it that the witness saw in that moment? Please show us this mysterious Blue Badger look-alike.
Oh, fuck if I... Oh! The mysterious Blue Badger was in fact this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the Blue Badger.
Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I've got to show them the correct angle. Oh, you're such a bitch for this. I have no clue if I'm going to even do it right. Let me save, just in case. Yeah, I had a feeling they weren't going to let me get away with that shit. No, it needs to be like the other way. Like that? Am I really gonna get stuck here? I know what I have to do. Oh, it actually makes it so much easier. Hold on. Oh, I know what I have to do. This is gonna be such a pain in the ass. Like that? Yeah, I'm really about to get stuck here. Oh, am I nuts? Like that. Fucking Christ! What do I do? It's 3 points, bro. Am I tripping? Dude, there's no way I'm getting stuck here. He said, what? What is he saying? Dude, I'm so fucking lost. What is he saying? Rotate a bit more vertically or... What the fuck? What do they expect me to do here? Like that. Dude, I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. I'm sorry. I've clearly done it the way I think it's supposed to be done. I'm looking it up. But I'll do that between episodes. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.